Where's your Happy New Year?
I'm really excited about the new year. I'm so excited.
You're not acting excited.
I'm excited. I'm a little tentative about it. A little maybe apprehensive. Maybe I shouldn't be, but
We don't need that.
No, I know. But
We don't need help with that.
Telling you how I feel. It's going to be a big year. I've been having discussions with ADAMUS lately.
Constantly.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year. And that doesn't mean bad, just big. And I like just medium for once, just for a while. But here we are in 2024. I can't believe it. I mean, I could have never imagined 50 years ago when I was 1 year old what it would be like. Yeah,
you're revealing yourself.
In 2024, I mean, I think so many of us were like, you thought we'd get over the hump at maybe the year 2000, and then we made it to 2020. Wow, that was something. And here we are making progress down the way, 2024. Ooh, and it's the year of the dragon, which doesn't help things at all. Why couldn't it be the year of the rabbit?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's the year of the dragon.
But that's strong.
It is strong. But anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome Shambra from all around the world. We're here at the Crimson Circle Connection Center in Louisville, Colorado, with a great audience here today. A wonderful group that's gathered. A lot of laughing and talking before we started up today, and then a little computer crash. But we're back on. I think. Are we on the air, Peter? Good. Okay, he's giving me the thumbs up. Was that,
which finger?
I think it was the thumb that he gave me. But,
was it read between the lines?
Anyway, we've got a great group here today. Linda's going to read for the people who are here from out of state anyway.
I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to screw it up, but I'll do my best.
Okay.
Evelina from Netherlands.
Hi. Good
nice
to see you.
I don't think Mihai is here yet. No, Mihai's not here yet. And he's from Romania. Remember him?
Yeah.
And then Simone Pianto, I don't think she's here yet either. No? Okay. And then, here's somebody that's here. Ricardo from Venezuela.
Hello, Ricardo. Good to see you. Good to meet you. But you're in Miami right now, right? Yeah. Originally from Venezuela. Yeah. Yeah, but nice to be here in this cold weather, isn't it? Doesn't it feel good after all the heat and everything from Miami? Who needs that?
But I already warned him. It could be much colder than this. This is actually kind of mild.
It's a nice day, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Glad you're here.
Okay. And this is one I'm going to screw up. Sorry. It's Eddie or Edie from
anybody
California.
Whose name starts with E. Raise your hand.
No, don't do that. There's a couple, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then our friend Tamara from California. Good to see you again.
Glad you're here. Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you're back again.
Yes.
That's impressive. Oh, you are? Yeah. No. This family. I thought you brought your whole tribe with you.
That's very sweet of you.
No. Thank you.
You do have a big family. And then Aaron from North Carolina. Aaron? Yeah,
Hi.
there you are.
Good to
Hi,
see you.
Aaron. Welcome. And then Susie, also from North Carolina.
Hey, Susie. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
And that's covering the list right now.
Is that it?
That's the only ones that admitted they were from out of state.
We have some that come in late, for the ADAMUS channel. I mean, not that they, that's okay. I mean, just they don't come to hear us talk. Okay.
Wait. Put the house lights back on, though, because I saw something different. There are a bunch of first-time people here that aren't on this list.
How many people are here for the first time? First time ever. Wow. They don't raise their hands very high. So
I saw that.
You can't see it if you're watching online. Not very high. Okay.
There we go.
So last month, which was just a couple of weeks ago, actually, because the December Shoud was later because of the Christmas and Christmas party, Shoud number 3, and it seems like it was just yesterday.
It was 3 weeks ago.
I know. Seems like yesterday. So we're going to take a quick look at what we did last month so we can continue on this month. So let's take a look at the recap. You're here to radiate your light. That's it. We've talked about it time and time again, but I'll repeat. This is the most critical, important, essential point on this planet has ever experienced in all your lifetimes. And I know you don't wake up in the morning necessarily and think this is really big because you worry about other things, but it is. It's huge. And it's going very, very well. There is enough light on the planet right now that's eventually going to change everything. There'll be some hardships getting there, of course, because humans don't really like change. And there's a lot of old power brokers, players on the planet that are trying to hold on, but they can't. They cannot. Things are going to change this planet. The very light that you're bringing in is going to change it to where the scoundrels simply will not be able to stand the brightness of the light. They'll go off somewhere on their own. And this planet is going to become the planet of love and wisdom and light. Yes, you're going through some turmoil, and there's wars that are very unfortunate and imbalances that are unjust, but it's getting there. So as we open today's shout, I want to take a moment to bring everybody together, to let your light radiate. You're here on the planet to shine your light, and at the same time, to enjoy your life. Own it, that your light is shining. And just let it radiate out to the planet. This is it. And it is changing the planet. Old wars coming to their conclusions, old battles. Some of them have been going on long before Earth, and now they're kind of reaching the end. They cannot sustain when there's this much light. Would you take a moment to just feel into the love that is in your light? And when you do, you might notice how it's very different than the love you might have experienced before. You're becoming sovereign beings. You're elevating love to a new level that will eventually go out to all of creation. Let's take a deep breath together with Shambra from all around the globe to let that light shine out onto the planet. Filled with your new love. And as you feel this love, this light flowing from you, let it fill you up. Let it shine on every part of you. I'm going to say that 2024 for Shambra is a year of love for yourself, and also finding others that you can truly love, not in the old way, but in a very free, a very new way. It's the pathway that's going to lead the planet through some of the challenges that it has right now. The issue is that there's still this Shambra curse. And I was scratching my head a whole lot these past couple months, and it's like all the tools are there. The right people are right here. This was your commitment, your passion to be here right now. Why? And you're shining your light. That's not the issue. Why are you still running into problems? Why are you still, not all of you, some of you are doing very, very well, but there's still too many that are having some of the old issues, whether it's abundance, health, self-worth, or relationships. There should be breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. More ease, more grace, more joy in your life. What is it? What is this Shambra curse? It's carrying loads on your back because you think you have to, suffering so you think you have empathy. It's compromising. It's I'm going to just get to the bottom line. You're still playing a game. So let's take this moment to set that Shambra curse free for all of us, individually, but for this whole group. It's like a cloud that kind of hovers around Shambra. It's not overwhelming, but it's there. And in order to make 2024 our year of going into Love 2.0, you have to let it go. You really have to. The Shambra curse is a little bit of unnecessary suffering. It's a hesitation. It's maybe not feeling you're quite ready, or it's more you're still having fun playing the game. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it. So let's move beyond that. Let's let that Shambra curse go. We talk about shining your light and doing the real work you've come to do on this planet. And there's times I know it wears you out. But what I've done is I've asked a dozen of your friends and ascended masters to join today with me in the circle of light. And they're going to radiate their light to you. And all they ask is that you receive it. It's for you. And there's no agenda in it. There's no saying, Mary, you should do this or that. They just want you to receive it. And let it fill your heart. They're not trying to change you. You won't feel any push or pressure in the light of these grand beings. You're going to feel nothing, sense nothing but their love. You know, when you shine your light out, the reason you're here on the planet right now, it's kind of like this. This is what some are actually getting, or others are getting at other levels. I wanted you to be the receivers today.
Well, that had a lot in it.
It did. And, it was only a couple of weeks ago, but I had totally forgotten about it. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm being told that my mic wasn't on. By the way.
There's a difference. Apparently it wasn't on.
Yeah, a little difference. Our wallpaper today, our backdrop is shots that were taken at the Ascended Masters Club at their New Year's party. We've got some great, I don't know if you call them selfies or whatever, but we're going to be rotating these throughout the day. But it sounds like they had a hell of a party up there. They had a good time. We weren't invited. I guess you have to be dead to be invited, but we weren't invited. So anyway, let's get into where we go next.
You're setting yourself up. You're calling yourself old and you want to be at these parties?
Well, it looks like they had a grand time. Anyway, we're going to take a look at some of the recent events that we had. And, of course, the last one was the Christmas party a couple weeks ago. That was a really, really good party. A lot of you were here for it. Great dinner afterwards. The place is all decked out for Christmas, and still is today. Still looks beautiful, but of course, we had the tinfoil hat brigade. And guys, you need to wear these tinfoil hats. That's what was the problem today. We have some over here. Do you want to bring them back to them so we don't keep having technical issues? But anyway, a lot of food, a lot of drink, great food, as a matter of fact. These are just the appetizers. And what we're trying to do here is, for all of you listening in, encourage you to come here to Colorado to take part in the festivities. And
well, I want to add something to that. We have traveled all over the world, and one of the most interesting things that outsiders notice about our groups when we're together is they said, we have never seen people that could eat the way your people do. They eat so much, it's unbelievable.
Well, I think sometimes too, people come here first time, they're not really sure, even though they've watched online, but they're, how is the group? Are they pretentious, or do we all have to wear white robes or stuff like that? But it's just, we have fun. We really, really enjoy, and I think that was one of the best parties ever.
It was
a
very
couple
good.
weeks ago. The food was so good, and had just a grand time.
And we have such a great staff that puts all that together, all those details. It's, they're the ones that do it. It's not catered out. It's brought in. And
Right.
It's very, very sweet.
Yeah, so grand time. Anyway, we are now getting ready for 2024, and we're going to start
Is it
out.
possible to be ready for it?
I don't know, but we are going to start it out in style 2024 with this epic gathering.
Was that a warning or an invitation?
I think it was a teaser. It was it really let us know about this upcoming Prognosis. It's next weekend, next Saturday, one week from today, as a matter of fact. And we started doing this, I think, in 2014, somewhere in there. And for the first couple of years, we had some guests, and then ADAMUS ran them off. So it's all his program
Well, and
now.
the feedback from the attendees was pretty clear who they wanted to hear.
So anyway, we've got that coming up 1 week from today. It's going to be live online. We're not going to do live audience, live online. And I think it's going to be 3 sessions, and Damas always has some very, very profound things to say. If you look back over the years where he started talking about the whole evolution of technology, what he called tech grin at the time, was, it's all coming true, faster than I think even he predicted, and it's right here.
Well, what I really like about Prognosis is everybody's got their opinions. They're going to tell you what's going on in the world. But I like that ADAMUS has a little bit of a higher perspective that really says this is what's on the radar. Mm-hmm. These are the things that can happen. This is where it's the direction. And I find it a really deep personal comfort to have a sense for what the potentials might really be and how they might affect me or you, for that matter.
And more than anything, it's it's not predictions. It's a global trend forecast that
perspective
really goes out more than just a year. It goes out for decades. But if you look back on when he really started, hitting on it hard, we followed those trends. We're right in the midst of them right now. So it's really groundbreaking information. It's amazing information about where the planet is going. And, normally he doesn't talk about planetary activities and, humans in general. He's focused on working with us into our realization and staying here on the planet. But he takes his time once a year to say, okay, here's where things are going. And it offers an amazing perspective.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's a perspective that you really wouldn't hear anywhere else, that there's always something more behind the story of what's going on. And I find that really, really nice as far as insights go and understanding.
And it's not meant to be dramatic or anything like that. It's saying, okay, you want to know where the planet is going? Here's where it is. And he offers insights that he talked about years and years ago, and it's just finally getting in the news now. It's truly, I think, one of the most important Shambra events of the year. It kind of sets the direction. It gets us prepped for what's coming. And I think what's really important about it is it helps us to understand what we're doing here on the planet at the time of machines. It gives us that incredible perspective.
And your potential impact on it.
Yeah. So that's coming next week, 1 week from today.
That's right.
You can register online at the Crimson Circle store. I think the price is $75 for the day. The theme for this year is "The Laws Are Not Yours."
That sounds like trouble.
Well, no, I kind of know where he's going with it. It's not like saying you go speeding down the highway.
Oh, I was hoping that was
50
part of it.
miles an hour in a 25 zone. No, I think it's a little higher level than that. But
got it.
do tune in next week, or if you don't get it right away, if you're tied up or whatever, you can always come back and register for it. But next Saturday, Prognosis 2024. And a lot of people say Prognosis, but we call it Prognosis. Okay. Also, later this month, we have Aspectology online, January 19th through the 21st, I believe. That is one of the core Crimson Circle classes. It has to do with how we create aspects, how they become dissociated, or how you can get them to serve you. But it's what Tobias originally called the new energy psychology. And it's fascinating in terms of learning how your aspects act.
Just the fact that it truly helps you find a way to look at yourself and understand yourself better. And that there are many parts and pieces of ourselves. And there's some that, with this workshop, they help you realize there's some that you really want to address and work with.
It offers such a different perspective. Yeah.
Yes. And others that are incredibly helpful to you. And this workshop's really good at helping each of us as an individual look at those parts and pieces of us and allow us to apply more of that to our life.
And you really get into it in understanding the functional, what he calls the light aspects, and then the medium or gray aspects that are always annoying. They're just like bad mosquitoes or flies around you. And then the dark aspects, which they're not very nice at all, really bad. But you begin to understand how they work, and you realize also that if you ever thought, well, I've got these demons around me, and I'm being chased by ETs and all the rest of that, or I'm possessed, you start to realize it's just your own aspects. It's not an outer force. ADAMUS says that true possession rarely occurs. It's usually just your aspects. And the darkest of the dark aspects, they want something that you have that they don't, your soul. And they don't think you're worthy of it. So when you get into that really dark spot, all the junk in your head, all the feelings that you're being taken over by something are these aspects. The nice thing is, in Aspectology, Tobias and ADAMUS go into all what it takes to basically reintegrate all the aspects.
And ADAMUS, Tobias did the base information, and ADAMUS added to it. And ADAMUS's part that was really interesting to me also was the fact that he makes it very clear how that is identified outside of yourself in other aspects of your life that aren't really you. They're other people and the way they work with their. So it's really a helpful perspective.
To me, it goes hand in hand with SES.
It does, absolutely.
SES is very is personal, but yet it deals also with energy feeders, with external people, and your interrelationship with them. Aspectology is just about you. And it's fascinating. And again, the two, to me, go together so very, very well.
Right.
Anyway, we only offer it once a year online. That is coming up January 19th to the 21st. We're going to take a real quick look at Aspectology. Aspectology, fascinating, amazing, truly new energy psychology, a new way of looking at what happens to the being, particularly when they come to Earth. They forget about who they really are, but yet they're still making these aspects. They'll disguise themselves as ghosts and boogeymen and evil spirits and demons. You think you're being followed or even inhabited by some evil spirit. It's not. It's simply an aspect. How many of the thoughts that you've had are not yours? They belong to an aspect. How often when you hear this negative voice, it's not really yours, but belonging to an aspect or a group of aspects? How many times have you felt fear that wasn't really you? How often have you felt and experienced confusion
We can't seem to sort things out and get clear because all the aspects with their agendas and their stuck energy are clogging up the very natural process of creativity and creation. Traditional psychology has an unwritten core belief that there is something broken at the core of the person and that it must be fixed. The new energy psychology of aspectology understands that at the core, at the soul level, it is total perfection. It is natural for any creator being to create actors of itself. It is a natural thing for all of these aspects to return back home sooner or later. In this beautiful, beautiful dynamic, no matter how imbalanced you may think you are, no matter how distorted your aspects might get, the soul remains pure. And this is the blessing of the creation of aspects. What emerges is a wiser human, a more enlightened human, and a human who's no longer afraid of themselves or their actions or their thoughts. It eliminates those crazy thoughts, those voices, that constant judgment upon yourself. The mind quiets down and the fear seems to go away. A new trust in the deepest parts of yourself is reestablished, and you live each moment in a very balanced and integrated relationship with yourself, in a trust that you haven't felt in eons of time. You tend to think that these have influence or power over you. And you know what? The minute that you start thinking that and believing that, it happens. You suddenly give all of this crazy group the basically control or the degree of control over you. It's a great game. But at any point, what a creator has created can be uncreated, or it can be recreated in any way the creator wants. So, you don't like this? You feel intimidated by it, overwhelmed by it, disempowered by it, or anything else? You are the creator the moment you step forward and accept that. You may not want to accept it. You may say, oh, that's so much work, or gee, I don't know if I want to take responsibility. Oh, then it'll remain like this. And that's okay. It's just the game of creatorship.
I hope that gave you some insights into what the potentials might be for you.
So that's Aspectology coming up at the end of the month, or towards the end, January 19th through the 21st. Aspectology, get your stuff together.
You know, ADAMUS has said that you are not able to go forward if you don't integrate your aspects.
Yeah, well, that's true. They all have to be. Anyway, going on with the schedule, coming up this winter, we're going to be back in Kona.
Oh, poor us back in Kona with Belle.
We've got a great schedule coming up there. We're going to be doing Exploring the New Light workshop. It'll be our second time doing it. The attendee survey from the first time was 83% life-changing. That's a pretty big number.
It was very nice.
It is just an in-depth look into the metaphysics of of light and ultimately of the new light. It was fascinating. I loved it. Then after that, we're going to be doing the Master Code online from Kona, but it's an online event. Master Code is really about how we code energy, and it has several different meanings. He talks about the fact that we code energy, but he's also talking about our Atlantean code that we brought from before, and time to let that go now. It's fascinating. Again, it delves into a lot of the metaphysics of our lives, and that's going to be online March 16th through the 17th. Linda and I live host it, and I know we also have text readers from about 13 different international languages.
Amazing.
So it's looking forward to it. I think we already talked about that. Okay, Master Code ADAMUS messages got a 98% excellent. I mean, that's pretty awesome. 80% life-changing, and 99% said they'd recommend it to Shambra.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who said they wouldn't, but doesn't matter.
There's always one.
Always one. After that, we're going to be doing a free online kind of a 1-year anniversary for Heaven's Cross.
Where's that going?
From Kona. We don't know, but it's a 1-year update with ADAMUS on March 22nd, 2024. Again, we're going to be doing it live from Kona that day.
And it's free.
And it's free. That's the best thing. After that, we're going to be doing, for the first time, Metaphysics of the Mind from Kona, March 24th through the 28th.
I'm excited about that because he has some really strong concepts related to that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, but yet it's also kind of a little nerve-wracking, just not having done it before and not wanting to get stuck in the mind.
Can you believe that? The channeler is fearful.
No, not fearful, but just a little like, okay, we haven't done this. We're going to delve deep into the mind. And, I mean, it gives me a headache just thinking about it.
So when you're with ADAMUS, is your mind just gone? Is it just set aside?
Kinda. I mean, it's there. It's like having the engine of your car running, but you're in neutral. You're not going anyplace. So, I mean, it's there, but I don't use it so much when I'm talking to him.
Do you think he's going to engage you at all when you're doing this workshop?
Who's going to engage you in the audience?
Ha!
I'm busy channeling. So anyway, that's coming up first time ever. After that, we're going to be doing a Master Circle, April 14th through the 18th. And I love Master Circle because he custom tailors his messages to the audience. And we've never
had a lot of repeat people because they're just, again, if you're there, and ADAMUS says this all the time, but for those of you that may not have heard this, when he channels, he reads the energy of the audience. Mm-hmm. And so when you're sitting there, your energy is a part of what he channels, which I think is just incredible. So it's your fault if you don't like it.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it. We've done a number of them, and they're always different. It's always tailored to the audience. Different. There's a lot of audience interaction, a lot of dynamics. So if you want your chance to chat with ADAMUS, that's a good one to go to.
It's been a really cool event. And then the thing is, these Hawaii events are real nice because, here we are in this tropical environment, all this life force around us, and it's just so conducive to taking care of yourself and allowing yourself the sense of retreat.
Absolutely. Following that is another Exploring the New Light, April 24th through the 28th. By the way, the first one is almost sold out.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in going in March, hop on it now. Otherwise, the one in April still has plenty of room left. But and then after that, another Metaphysics of the Mind. And I think that completes our run in Kona.
Right.
This summer, we're going to be doing SES online as we do twice a year. It'll be June 14th through the 16th. Linda and I live host it, and it is the core class. We do require that you take SES if you want to attend a live workshop because it makes such a difference in personal energy management.
Well, and we've told this story many times. It was the attendees at our workshops that came to us and said, you have to require, because we don't want to require anything, but they said, you have to require SES. They said the energy, when somebody hasn't taken SES, they stand out. You can feel it. They're the ones that are noisy, that aren't really, they're just not there. And so we got bullied into that.
Damn right we did, yeah. Okay, so that's coming up in June. You got plenty of time to consider it. Again, it really is a core Crimson Circle class, and ultimately really about what's about your personal energy management, and ultimately really about coming back to love of yourself.
Absolutely.
Channeled by ADAMUS and Tobias.
Yep.
Okay. I think it's time for Shambra News.
Oh,
I think.
baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Another shot from the Ascended Masters Club, I'm sure. But as always, we like to mention the Shambra magazine comes out once a month. It just came out the other day, and I'm so proud of it. I mean, it's beautiful, great articles, quality graphics, and this is a shot of the front cover with Madame Blavatsky at the party. The only thing that we don't see on here is her big cigarette tray, ashtray. But these graphics, by the way, were done by Nina Gauss in Austria. She's a very talented artist on her own, and she's kind of getting into AI and generating some amazing, amazing graphics. I mean, I took one look at this one and just cracked up laughing because that's really captured Madame Blavatsky. Yeah.
And also, Jeff, you earlier pointed out that the magazine is a great source. We don't send out email, but we try to really minimize sending out stuff and throwing that at you. But anytime you want to know something about what's current, what's on the calendar, what's upcoming, all that is in the magazine. It's a really useful source for checking into things for yourself.
We changed the format recently, make it more mobile friendly, make it much easier. And I think at first some people didn't like it so much, but now I think you've seen the benefits of having this new format. You can download it in a PDF format. There is no advertising in it. And if you want to translate any of the articles, very, very easy to do because of the technology will automatically translate. We started last month doing a audio version of Gene Tinder's article, my article. I don't know if that's helpful or not. We thought we'd give it a try. Anybody? Okay, one person. Three. Okay. We thought we'd give it a try because some people, you're out for a walk or whatever, and you just want to listen to it. It's like an audio book. Other people prefer to read, so we're giving it a try anyway. And I haven't listened to yours yet, Gene, so looking forward to that. Didn't have time. The week before the shout is what we call Hell Week, because we're getting out the magazine, new products, new media, everything else. And
you want everything up to date for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about Shambra magazine is it's free of charge. Just sign up for it in the Crimson Circle website. Okay, just a reminder that Master's Life 16 is out. It is about returning to grace. There's a lot of discussion about what grace is, the fact that we never actually fell from grace. And it's always one thing that really bothered me now and in my younger years, but the whole concept that we're fallen angels, we did something wrong. I didn't eat any damn apple that some serpent gave me. It's not my fault. Don't lay that on me. But that's been perpetuated in religious and spiritual teachings that we did something wrong. And ADAMUS flat out says, no, not at all. It's all about experience. And it's really getting over that whole concept of doing something wrong. When you look at it from a master's perspective, that we're here on this incredible journey, and nothing was done wrong, and ultimately, you don't have some original sin. It's all about experiencing and ultimately coming to understand the relationship between consciousness and energy. So anyway, that's out now, Master's Life 16, Returning to Grace. There are 5 sessions total. You have 90 days access to the streaming. As a matter of fact, we just changed one of our policies. If you're a Crimson Circle Angel, you have 120 days.
An additional 30 days, yeah.
It's also available right now in Spanish, but other languages are coming out. And it's just $150 through March 5th. I think we're going to take a quick look at Master's Life 16. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Shambra, to Returning to Grace. I love the concept of grace. It's one of the most beautiful, elegant feelings It's actually an angelic sense. The ability to be in grace and enjoy your own human condition is divine. Why have a lifetime? Why have a year or a day that goes by when you're not letting yourself enjoy it? When you're not letting yourself fully be present. Grace is the flow. Grace is the bringing together, not more levels of separation. It's bringing yourself together. Grace is walking away from fear, walking away from some of these concepts that even to this day, some Shambras still have conspiracies and the harm other people are trying to do and how bad governments or corporations, they're not bad, they're just stupid. And you set up these conditions in your life to just perpetuate suffering. I'm asking you now, at this point where we are, to come back to grace, and in doing so, to enjoy every moment of your life. Yes, there's going to be hassles in traffic, but you can actually enjoy that if you're in the right perspective. And yes, there are bad people, people that would do bad to you. But when you're in grace, you're aware of them and not letting them into your life, not being in a situation that puts you with them. When you're in grace, there is absolutely no reason to suffer for yourself or anybody else. I ask you to be in your own grace. Bring yourself together in unity. Realize that you never have fallen from grace. Realize that you never did the bad things that you think you did. Some of you just want to hold on to that and insist on it and hold on to a life of suffering. But the rest of us are going to move forward. The rest of us have something we want to gift this planet with. That's called grace. That's called loving and enjoying the human condition. It's called gathering ourselves back up as masters, as light beings on this planet.
Hope that gave you some insights into Master's Life 16.
Yeah, it's now available in the Crimson Circle store to stream online, and it's I really love doing it. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, and it was done in Kona, of course. Okay, and next on the list is our spotlight product for the month. As we've mentioned before, we've got an incredible archive of materials over the years. And we like to take something out of the archives once a month and kind of spotlight it, particularly as it relates, if it's relevant to what's going on right now. This month's spotlight is the wound of Isis.
And I'll say one more thing about that. What is always amazing to me is that we'll look at something that's what we consider old, that it's 10 years old or whatever, and invariably when you look at it again, it's like, you see new stuff in it because your consciousness evolves constantly. So it was really kind of a cool realization to understand that.
The Wound of Isis was recorded in like 5 different locations. There's a total of, I think it's 15 different channels, all audio. But it really tells the whole story about the wound of Isis, the energy, the cosmic energies of Isis. Talks about the desolation, the redemption, going through the order of the Ark, and then it talks about the bad guy, Azura, Timu, talks about the role that Fidel Castro played in preserving some of those energies of Atlantis and the feminine energy. Really fascinating. It deals with some of the most difficult issues that you could imagine between the masculine and feminine energies. And again, this was done in a variety of locations, like in the Caribbean, in Mexico, here in the U.S., in a couple different locations. So it was done over a period of time, audio only, and 12 different text translations. It's pretty heavy stuff, but it'll give you a great insight into this whole,
It's an incredible value.
into the feminine energy, the Isis. And
Well, it's all related to SES, too.
yeah, it is. It was actually the precursor to SES. From that material came
That's right.
SES. And there is a kind of a follow-up product to it called The Wound of Adam, but this is a great place to start with The Wound of Isis. We're going to take a listen to a little bit of it, again, just audio.
Embodiment is the full and fearless acceptance of everything. In order to move on to this next stage of divinity, you have to embody what you created in the first place. You have to embody this face that you touched because you created it. If you deny it, if you dislike it, if you don't like what you created, it becomes stuck energy. You can only embody what you've created. Embodying is the fearless acceptance of yourself. When you fearlessly accept yourself, dear God, then you can understand finally who you really are. When you fearlessly embody every part of yourself, then you will begin to understand how you created it in the first place. When you fearlessly accept your story, then you can be free of it. You can be free of its limitations. You can be free of its stuck energies. That's all you are right now. You are a story. So when we sit here today, we let go of a very deep and a very old wound that has guided history for hundreds of thousands of years. When we do that today, it has such an impact. You want to embody your divinity in this reality? You want to allow divine into your holy human space? You have to let go of some of the old wounds and scars and hurts. For how could divine and feminine find their way back to you if you are still so wounded, if you are still carrying the burdens for others? Watch what happens in your own life as you allow the new energy in. You allow yourself to come out of your own box and be who you truly are. Have no limitations. Don't hold back. Be a divine new energy human in every moment. And so it is.
So that's Tobias.
And speaking of Tobias, we got him celebrating up at the Ascended Masters Club right behind me, having a grand time and really enjoying being with the other masters at New Year's. Anyway, one quick word about Wound of Isis. Like I said, I think it's 15 sessions for about $80 now that it's on discount, and it's probably the best deal in the whole store. I mean, the amount of information that's in
Really
there.
deep information.
Quick reminder, too, that we have the 21 Shambra realizations out. You can get it in as like a PDF. It's on the website. It's on YouTube. You can also order a hard copy through Amazon. And we do have some here also over at the desk here with Alea. So they're available right here. But I found it such a great tool to give somebody when they ask about Crimson Circle. It's like, here, It's short. You can read it in 10 minutes, and it tells everything.
I've given several away, and only one person's come back with any sort of feedback for me.
Oh, really? Well, sometimes you give it to them, and then they just sit on the nightstand for a while or whatever, or they think, "Oh boy, this is crazy." But you
No,
read
it's
through it.
really good. That's what surprised me.
Right, but
it's
but
really
it's,
good.
It's not really woo woo. It's actually
No.
pretty good common sense. I
Right.
mean, there's some things in there that are a little out there, but it's pretty good common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that is available. And also, before we go, we just want to mention that we have extended the viewing time for Crimson Circle Angels. Normally, everybody has 90 days on a streaming product like SES or Aspectology or any of the products, but we've extended that for the Crimson Circle Angels to 120 days for all streaming material. Yay!
Their energy and their contribution is just such a core support for what we do. We couldn't resist. We just had to do something more.
Absolutely. So thank you, Crimson Circle Angels.
Thank you.
And yes, awesome.
You're truly loved and appreciated.
We're going to be
Truly.
going on break in just a
Oh.
moment. We want to once again wish you a happy new year. We're in the year 2024. That's kind of scary, but we'll be back at the bottom of the hour for Adamus St. Germain. We'll see what he has to say today.
Oh, boy.
And
Is he ready?
he is very ready.
Are you?
I am actually ready. I don't know if all of you are ready, especially the people here in the audience. I do know that Linda is going to be very busy today running that microphone. So get
Uh-oh.
ready. Have a lot to eat and do some breathing before we come back. So once again, thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you.
We wish you a very happy new year. We'll see you in about 35 minutes. Thanks.